I stole money from a South African Sangoma, and this Sangoma that I stole money from, he ended up bewitching me, and I am asking for your advice. I need to return back his money, but I am afraid, even though, to go and meet with him, and I do not know if he is still alive. The money that I stole from this South African Sangoma, it was 16,000 rands that I stole from him. He used to keep it inside of this other bag after he would have consulted with the people throughout the day. Even if he would have consulted for the rest of the month, he would even choose to leave that money behind, which was very tempting because I was operating in the same shop where he was operating from. So I knew how much money he was making. Now I am struggling. I did not go back home on June 30th like most of the people from my country. I am a Mr. D delivery driver, but I can't work anymore. I can work, but I can't work like the way that I used to work before. Hello, Brother Nashi, and everyone that is listening across South Africa, Zimbabwe, Kenya, Nigeria, and the rest of the world. Please, I beg you, do not turn off this video in anger. I beg you to stay to hear my confession, to hear me out. Do not skip my confession because I am depending on you. I know you, Brother Nashim. I know that you will read my confession. You will give me advice. I also want your listeners to give me advice. To those that are going to hate me, it is okay. Even the Son of God was hated by those that he was trying to save. I'm not saying that I came here to save you, but I need you to save me. Most of you will say that I am getting exactly what I deserve. You will say that I am the reason why South Africans complain about foreigners ruining their country. I know that you are going to say that I am a thief and I deserve what is happening, and you have the right to call me those type of names. I am not writing this to defend myself or for people to be sympathetic about my story. I am writing this because I have too much pain and I can't afford to go to the medical doctors that are in the private sector. I can't go to the government hospital as well because of what is happening in South Africa. So the pain that I am having right now, I am overdosing your pills like your grandpa, and I know that it is very bad. You are not supposed to drink so much painkillers because it will damage you without consulting a doctor. So I need a solution really fast. My story started in the year 2008 when I crossed the border into South Africa from Zimbabwe, and I came here. I just wanted to seek greener pastures. I wanted to make quick money to return back home, and then I will start a business. When I arrived in South Africa, the only job that was open for me to do was to work in the construction industry, and I was doing your hard physical labor. If they wanted to build a house, they would look for us Zimbabweans to dig up the foundation for them. From the very beginning, I had a very terrible attitude. I did not want to work hard. I complained when I work with other Zimbabweans because they were moving too fast for me and I would be left behind. And the boss will see that I am really struggling to keep up with the pace if we were digging a foundation. I wanted cash very fast. When some of my employers in construction delayed my payment, I will get very angry. I did not blame my own laziness. I told myself that it is far much better to hustle in the CBD than go to the location to sell the things that I would have stolen in the afternoon when I would be moving from shop to shop, stealing your products like your Nivea, and then I would steal them and go and sell even to the students that would want something at half a price. If I would steal a roll-on, I will go and sell it at half a price. If I would go to Mr. Price, steal a cargo pant, I would go to the location and steal it at half the price. I ended up joining a syndicate of Zimbabwean and South African local guys that were operating in the CBD in the province where I was staying before I moved down to Johannesburg. I even stayed back there in Pretoria. So what these guys were doing, we would wait for people, especially the grandmothers, when they would come to the supermarkets to buy their monthly groceries. That time when it was really busy month, and you know that it is very busy after people would have got their social grants in South Africa, then everyone will be rushing to the supermarkets to go and buy. So whilst people were busy shopping in the supermarket, they would have these groceries. And you know that the plastic bag that they give you inside of the supermarket, it is not very strong if you have heavy groceries that you would have bought. So then they would buy those heavy plastic bags. So me and my friends, we will be standing in front of the supermarkets that are downtown, and we will pretend as if we are selling those heavy carry bags. And when you would have come to us and you buy something, what we will do is that we will start to search you to see if you have a phone that is close by, or to open your handbag. And we used to target mostly women and those that seemed like they were from Zim, according to the way that they would be dressing. So during those years, what I noticed was that WhatsApp was just becoming popular, and everyone wanted a smartphone that could have WhatsApp on it, instead of going to buy a phone, because a phone used to be very expensive. It was not each and every shop that used to sell phones like what Pep is doing, selling cheap phones right now. Phones, they were really expensive. So what we'll do is that we will steal the phones from the people, even to go and to rob people in the suburbs. We would move around with our small car and see if there is anyone that will be walking or exercising on the road, stop the car, grab the phone, and then run away, go to the location, and then we will sell those phones. If it was in town, let's say that you have entered the supermarket where our syndicate was operating, in front of the syndicate. When you have come out of the supermarket with all of your groceries, we will act as if we want to help you to pack your groceries. And when you have bent over, you are busy doing whatever, then one of our guys, another one, would walk behind you, unzip the handbag, reach inside, steal the phone, and then that man will run away. And we will be the one to notice first, and then we will say, thief, thief, catch him, even chasing after that thief as if it is a real thief, but he will be one of our friend. And once you would have gone, then we will call our friend and he will come and we sell the phone together, even selling these phones to the Nigerians that started opening up second-hand phones, and people were buying those phones like you don't even know. I was making a lot of money every single week. I could make more than 2,000 rands each and every single week just by selling phones. So this thing of selling those heavy plastic bags, it was just a lie. We were just there so that we can see whom we could steal from, and we would always look at the shoes that someone that we wanted to rob was wearing. There are particular shoes that most of the people from my country love to wear that South Africans usually they do not wear. Once we saw you wearing those type of shoes, we will know that this one is a jackpot. We will come to you and ask for your passport, because I was able to speak the local language in that province as if I was a South African. We will rob you and you will think that you have been robbed by the South Africans. I even opened up connections with some Nigerians that had second-hand phone shops, and I was making money. I even bought myself a car, and people did not even know that because I was having all of this money, I started to date plenty of women. There was one woman that I was dating. She was South African as well. We were living together, and she loved me with all of her heart. That was the mistake that I did. Man, when you are dating a woman, she is never supposed to know that you are a criminal and you are busy involved in criminal activities, because that woman is going to become your downfall one day. So I ended up sleeping with her best friend, who was really beautiful. This woman tempted me in each and every way possible, until one day when they went out drinking with my girlfriend and they came back, both of them, they were drunk, and she stripped herself naked in front of me when my girlfriend had a blackout. That is how we started to sleep together. And she wanted money, nothing but money from me. So I was supporting two women at the same time. Later on, my girlfriend then found out that this was what I was doing. And when she found out that I had been sleeping with her best friend in our own bed, sometimes whilst she was at work, this woman, she got so bitter. She had so much bitterness against me because she had given me all of her love, and I had made a mistake that most criminals make. I had told him about my criminal activities after I had started to trust him. In the beginning, she did not know that this was what I was doing. But as time went on, when I would come to the location and quickly return back to town after receiving a funny phone call, she thought that I was having multiple girlfriends. And then I explained the situation to him, that I would rob people in the suburbs, stealing their phones, even entering in homes where we'll see that the door is open, quickly take the phone from the charger. So the other things that we used to do is that in those places where there were students, we would buy a rake, and then this rake, we would use it to steal the phone, even a laptop. If we would see that the window in your room is open, we would make sure that the rake, it will get through into the room, and we will balance your phone on that rake, and then we bring the rake slowly back to the window, and on the rake there will be your laptop or even your phone, and we take it. When you wake up, you start to wonder, how is it even possible that your door is locked and then the thieves, they stole your laptop whilst you were fast asleep? Sometimes we would even get like an old phone, and if someone was sleeping by the window, they are listening to the music, usually the students in the student accommodation, we will just switch your phone with the old phone and play music for you. And when you wake up, then you wonder, you were listening maybe to Mafikizolo. Then when you wake up, you are listening to Zozo from Venda, and you start to wonder, what kind of music is this? When you look for your phone, you see that it is an old phone, and we would have run away and we would have gone to sell that phone by the taxi ranks. We would sell to different people. So because of that, I was then arrested, because my friend whom I was friends with started to date that South African girl that I had broken her heart. So I fought with him and I fought with my friend. Because of this, they went to the police station and then they reported me as a thief. And by then, when I was arrested, unfortunately, I was arrested. I had 8 phones that I could not account for that were found in the boot of my car, and I was taken to prison. I stayed in prison for a long time, and when I came out of prison, the only reason why I was not deported was that I had a valid Zimbabwean passport. At that time, I had a 1-year permit. When I came out of prison, I did not have any money, and it was just terrible. And I did not change my mind in prison. In fact, I learned other ways to steal when I was in prison. When I got out, no one could give me a job because my permit was messed up because of my criminal record. The only place where I could go and get a job was to work with the Nigerians. There were these other Nigerians that I knew, but I knew that they were scammers. What they did was that these guys, they were doing a short boy magic money scam. Most of you, you know it. If you stay in South Africa, you have come across such people. You see these people, they will be in downtown. Usually they don't market in the suburbs or in the areas where the rich people stay, but downtown where they can take advantage of the poor people who will be broke, looking for money and ways to become rich overnight. So they gave me a job to give those papers to the people that will be walking in the street. And this way, like, you bring back lost lava, get money in your account 24 hours, win tenders, short boys will bring you cash. It was all fake. It was a scam just to rob some South Africans who wanted something really fast. So I was the one that would stand in the street, hand out those flyers, and once a person would accept that flyer, they also used some form of Nigerian juju, such that once you start to read, even if you say this is a scam, but in your mind you will say, let me try it. Is this a scam? Let me try it. You come, and then they say consultation fee, it is 2,000. You're going to have 100,000 in your account. The short boys will bring you 100,000. You will never see such money in your life. So these men, they would come into our shop. So right next to our shop, there was this other genuine South African Sangoma. He was selling his stuff. He would sell different types of mutim on the street, but he also had a shop. So he was someone that was very honest, and he hated the way that we were scamming people. You'll be like, stop robbing these people with fake magic, because when people have been robbed, they will say that all of us Sangomas, we are fake. And I said, this man, he is crazy. He does not know how to make money. But this man, he had a lot of customers that used to come to him. A customer will come and buy something for 20 rand, 30 rand here, 50 rand here. And I saw that even though he looked like he was just a poor Sangoma, but he was making money. I started to look around in his shop. I would always assist him when it was time for him to lock up his shop. I wanted to see him if he really had money, if he was keeping the money in his wallet or he was putting it somewhere so that I can steal it, because I was a thief, remember. Then I started to see that this man, what he would do is that after you would have consulted, he would not use that money unless if he left it in the shop so that his ancestors can bless that money. I then stole money. The way that I stole the money, I had a couple of guys that were working at this other shop where they were duplicating spare keys. I went and I did the spare key and I returned back the old keys before the Sangoma could even see me. That very same night, I returned back to where we had our shop and I stole the money. It was 16,000 rands in total. The next day, I bought some clothes and I ran off and I went to Zimbabwe. I stayed in Zim and I had spent a lot of money buying nice clothes because I wanted people to see that I was from South Africa. So I spent nearly 6,000 rands to buy very expensive clothes, and then I went back home. When I arrived, the money that was remaining, I said, let me buy a cow. If I buy a cow, next year I will have 2. Next year I will have 3. Then I started to get really ill. I could not do anything. I could not walk. And we started to look for Sangomas. The prophet who came said that he wanted me to sell my cow so that he can help me. And the people that were bewitching me, I will see them. They were in my neighborhood, but nothing happened. I returned back to South Africa because in Zim, I saw that I was starving. I returned back. I started to work as a delivery driver in Joburg for this other Indian man. Life was okay. I even started to stay in the suburbs for a little while. Then after about 3 months, my legs, they started to get swollen. When they start to get swollen, it feels as if there is something that is eating me, which has brought me to you today, Brother Nashim. Right now, I am working as a Mr. D delivery driver. I can't work anymore because of the pain that I am always feeling in my legs. And I was told that by the doctor that there is no blood supply at all. And the doctor was surprised that I am still alive. The first doctor that I consulted with, he told me that within a very short period of time, I am supposed to do an operation so that my legs can be removed. Otherwise, it is going to infect the entire body, but I am still alive. What happens right now is that I do have fungal infection. This fungal infection, it is very painful. I can even feel it eating my flesh in between my toes. It is really, really painful. And now I do not know what else to do. I have tried all that I thought I could do. Working as a delivery driver, this is how I operate. I cannot even climb on the delivery bike by myself. My friends, some of them, they are kind South African guys that I am working with. They know that I am not okay, so they just assist me to get on the bike. Every time when I am on the road, I am afraid that I am a danger to other people because I am not fit to be on the road anymore. I am just struggling because if I do not work, then it means that I will starve to death. I am asking if there is anyone who needs a gardener. If I get a job as a gardener, I would be happy. I can work and go to this Sangoma and I pay him back his money. Whatever that he wants, I am willing to work and give him back his money. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to us by one of our dear brother. Let us speak with him in the comment section.